3, 2, 1. What's up, guys? It's your boy Yeet here, and welcome back to another deck profile. Today I'm coming at you with an updated Granblue deck profile for August 30th, 2020. This is, I posted a budget Granblue deck a while back of Master Swordsman Nightstorm, and since then, obviously, I upgraded the deck with a few more cards from the festival collection. I got a starter for every single one of my decks, and with the quick shield ability, and I got a couple of quick shields from a couple of friends who opened up a bunch of Ashas. So now I have the Blitz, the Blitz order quick shield for all my decks. So it's nice to have all that for every single one of my. It's nice to have that, and with the coming up of release of Mrs. What's her name? Night Rose? Yeah, I forget the full name, but it's with Night Rose soon eventually coming out. I figured I'd do an updated deck profile for my budget Granblue deck. See, so I ordered a couple of cards in anticipation of Night Rose's release. I figured I might as well pick up the PGs and a few other cards to make this Granblue deck a lot stronger, so I don't have to order as much when Night Rose comes out. But I have to order at least 4 copies of Night Rose, which I'm planning on doing. But the one card that will, the one I'm gonna order for Night Rose, but not for any other grade 3. I'm still gonna stick with Master Swordsman Nightstorm as my grade 3, as my other grade 3 option, because Nightstorm will help me draw when I have Night Rose, and I'm probably gonna keep my punching and kicking stuff as well, and the new grade 2. But yeah, most of the stuff won't really change that much when I get Night Rose, so a lot of it will be the same. So I might as well show this deck profile now, and then I want to look back on it later. But I'm rambling too much. I'm going to get into the deck profile. If you guys enjoy this deck profile, do me a favor and leave a like and subscribe. I'm very close to hitting 100 subscribers. I'm at 94 subscribers at the moment of this video. So it would be a huge favor if you could smash that thumbs up button and, yeah, subscribe, please. If you want to see more deck profiles, I also post gameplay of other games, including Yu-Gi-Oh! And Fortnite. So, yeah, this is my budget Granblue deck profile. Mind you, it does have the Sentinel PGs. The new Sentinel PGs, because I picked them up for 97 cents from there. So yeah, you can still pick them up. It is still considered budget. All right. I should also mention this is an Imaginary Gift Protect 1 deck. You could play Protect 2, but I'm playing Protect 1. And the quick shield is Blitz order. All right. On to the deck profile. Obviously, the starter is Captain Night Kid. Obviously, your draw card, and then the new quick shield. If your opponent is grade 1, you add a quick shield to your hand. I will show the triggers last, but I wanted to get the starter out of the way. On to the grade 3s. First off, we have 4 copies of Master Swordsman Nightstorm. This is the card that I'm planning on keeping when Night Rose comes out, because I really like its skill. I know there are a lot of better options, but I personally have been having great success with this card, especially how I play Granblue. So, Master Swordsman Nightstorm is when placed, you put 2 cards from the top of your deck into your drop zone, and this unit gets plus 5,000 power at the end of the turn. So automatically, it's a 7k on the turn it's placed. And this skill is on Vanguard Rearguard, by the way. And then on Vanguard Rearguard, when it's attacked, a Vanguard doesn't have to hit. When it attacks, if your drop zone is 10 or more cards, counterblast 1 and draw a card. Now, you would think the counterblasts are going to be dead. You just draw a card, you're Granblue. You're going to be putting a bunch of stuff in your drop zone. But not really. There's a card in this deck that can put cards to the bottom of your deck by then milling too. So you really are just slightly still digging through, but at the same time, Granblue is going to activate more skills when it has 10 or more in the drop zone. When you hit 10 or more, you don't necessarily have to ride any more Nightstorm. You can use them as fodder. Yes, you can still ride them to get more protect, but at this point, if you don't kill them, you're dead anyway. But anyways, Nightstorm is a really, really solid budget grade 3. And this was the main reason I built this budget Granblue deck in the first place. And then the grade 3 that I'm going to be replacing when I get Night Rose is this card, 4 copies of Witch Doctor of Treachery, Negro Breach. And in the meantime, while Negro Breach is actually a decent card, even though a lot of this, some of these cards came from Champions of the Age circuit, and I know Gear Chronicle is a huge thing right now. So is Royal Paladin, Altmile, and Asha. And I've been testing this deck against some of the stuff on Card Fight area. Sure, I don't win all my matches, but I do win a pretty decent ones. I do remember beating Chrono Dragon next stage with this deck. So, at least twice. So this deck can do some stuff. I'm blabbering too much. Witch Doctor of Treachery Necro Breach is on Vanguard, Rearguard during your turn. If your drop zone has 10 or more cards in this unit, gets plus 10,000 power. And if this card is in the drop zone, you can counterblast 2 to call this card to your rearguard. And if you did not ride and your Vanguard is a grade 2 or greater, when not and is not placed this turn, you may ride this card as stand. So it's a really good card, and it's an act drop zone. It doesn't say, well, I guess you can do it really much at any time, but that's Doctor Treachery Necro Breach is a really good card. And they both have Protect, so that's good. On to one of my favorite cards in the deck, and probably one of the most underrated cards, is the the Frangul series. So there's 2 of them in here, and this is the main one. It's called Punching Frangul. So Punching Frangul is really underrated. It's one of the main cards that can bring back cards from the drop zone, and not a lot of the Granblue cards that nowadays have that ability. Sure, there's some of them that can, with binding and all that stuff, but this card really is actually really strong. So you can counterblast 1 and soul blast 2 and call a card from your drop zone to rearguard. And if the card you called is Kicking Frangul, which is the next card I'm going to show, you countercharge and soul charge 1. So you're putting essentially 2 cards from your soul to your drop zone, and then calling a card back. And the best part is, since you really just essentially digging through, you can fill up your drop zone faster, and then get more cards in your soul and countercharge, so you essentially undo Master Swordsman Nightstorm's skill. So it's a really good card, and it's definitely going to see play in my Night Rose deck. And then, like I said, this is Kicking Frangul, and so Kicking Frangul is obviously is the card that Punching Frangul is revolved around. And when Kicking Frangul is placed from the drop zone, 2 of my grade 2 rear units get plus 4,000 power until the end of the turn on a rearguard circle. And so Punching Frangul and Kicking Frangul automatically become 13k when placed from the drop zone. When he's placed from the drop zone. And then I get a free countercharge to soul charge. It's a really good setup. And it's it hits the numbers. Especially with the new grade 1, the columns get up to at least 23,000. At least actually more than 23,000, 13,000 plus 18. And it's at least in the 25s area. Alright, and then the new grade 2, I used to play Skeleton Bomber in this place, but then I picked up this card because I'm realizing that this card is really, really strong. 4 copies of Commodore Blue Blood. I know it's Champions of the Asia Circuit, and yeah, I know, everyone says that old school cards aren't really good today. Listen, yes, some old school cards aren't going to be that great, but are oh yeah, this card's old, it's strong past. But a lot of old cards can still see play, as it was proved in G-Series. So anyways, Commodore Blue Blood. Rearguard during your turn. If you have a Commodore Blue Blood in your drop zone, this unit gets plus 4,000. So essentially, it's already a 13k if you have another one in your drop zone. And you're putting a lot of cards in your drop zone. And this card also puts itself in the drop zone. Because on Rearguard, when its attack hits a Vanguard, you retire this unit, draw 2 cards, and then discard a card from your hand. So you just filled up your deck, your drop zone by 2, and you drew a card. Or drew 2 cards and then discarded another card you didn't want in your hand or wanted in your drop zone. So Commodore Blue Blood really digs through your deck and fills up your drop zone. That's how you can get Kicking Frangul in your drop zone when you have Punching in your hand if you need to get to it. So I really like this card. And that's it for the grade 2s. On to the grade 1s. I play 4 copies of Evil Shade. Evil Shade is another card that can bring back cards from the drop zone. At a counterblast of 1, you can bind a card from your drop zone and call a card with the same card name as the card bound for the cost from your drop zone to rearguard. Do keep in mind though, this is a once per turn skill, and I really advise using this if you only have 10 cards in your drop zone, because I would wait to have 12 cards in your drop zone to even consider using this skill, because if you do this and you lose your 10 cards in your drop zone, you lose a lot of the abilities that this deck revolves around. But the calling back is really good. The new grade 1 I'm playing in the deck is actually a really good card. I like this card. It's called Grieving Bullet Night Welder. I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing that right. But anyways, on Rearguard, when this card is placed, you put the top card of your deck in your drop zone, and if my drop zone has 10 or more cards, you get plus 10,000 power to the end of the turn. So it's an 18k when you have 10 or more in the drop zone, and essentially, well, actually, if you have 9, you put the top card in your deck, you have 10. So it's an 18k booster, and it's a really good grade 1, solid. The next grade 1 is a promo card, and it's a really good one in my mind. It's called Derek the Ghosty. And so in the drop zone, you can bind this card, put a normal unit from your drop zone onto the bottom of the deck, and put 2 cards from your top of your deck into your drop zone. So you're essentially removing 2 to put 1 back and put 2 more. Essentially, nothing gets added, nothing gets lost, but you're recycling card that you'd rather see in your deck. 1 copy of Dragon Spirit. Not really much use for this card aside from it's an easy ride target, but if you really are struggling to make a big column, you desperately need a booster, this is a decent target for punching Frangle, because this card is placed from the drop zone. You get plus 4,000 power to the end of the turn, and if my drop zone is 10 or more cards, it gets 8,000 instead of 4,000. That's really the only reason Dragon Spirit is in there. I'm definitely gonna be replacing this with a better grade 1 or more superior calling units back from the drop zone. That's all for the grade 1s and the main cards of the deck. I'm just going to showcase my trigger lineup real fast. I'm playing 4 criticals, 4 Rough Seas Banshee, and 3 Night Spirit for 7 crits total. And then I'm playing, obviously, my 4 draw PZs of Gustin that I got from Festival Collection, 1 copy of Pirate Ship Hander Apollo for 5 draws, 7 crits, and 4 heals, with Rick the Ghosty as my heal trigger. Yeah, there you go. With 4 heal triggers, that's it. And that's all for the deck. If you guys enjoyed this budget Granblue deck profile, again, you can really easily pick up the Festival Collection PGs. The one that I'm seeing that is really expensive, though, are the Gear Chronicle and the... what was the card? Oh, yeah, Aquaforce deck. So my Aquaforce deck still needs a lot of work. If you guys enjoyed, again, leave a like and subscribe. I'm very close to 100, and I will see you guys either on stream or on another video. Peace out, everybody. This is Yabo Yeet, signing out. Have a good day and stay safe during this pandemic.